Hello everyone, I'm Xiao Gang. Okay, in this lesson, we are going to integrate our video stream. This is actually very simple because Unreal Engine already has mature solutions for this. First, we create a material. We assign a material, then we need to check this. We call it MP, then camera. Okay, so this is the dynamic texture it outputs. That is, if you want to make the push-pull stream look more impressive, then you need to follow this framework to write it. If you don't want to make it look impressive, you can just take a pixel stream and play it dynamically inside the engine. Okay, then here, what do we need to do? We click on it. After clicking on the card, we can see this here, this camera, right? We click play. There might be some issues. Let's check. Take a look. Let's close it and try again. It seems like it won't play here. Don't worry about this part. It's normal that it won't play here because it's definitely related to something here. Let me try again. The reason it won't play, I've already checked it. If I switch to another computer, it can be played. You can see we click play, but it can't play now because here we need to select this track. You will notice it has two tracks, and this is definitely related to your device. You can see it's working normally now, so we just need to play this video stream. Then you will notice this texture on our side. It has been successfully mapped. We just need to apply this texture into the scene. To play this video stream, actually playing the stream is not very good, but when you need to read data from this stream, that becomes particularly troublesome. Actually, we have an optimization method. That is, don't use Unreal Engine's major frameworks. Directly call some OpenCV libraries or something similar. Directly capture the camera data stream from an external device library. If you put it in a thread, it won't affect the main engine's tick because doing this kind of stream and the main engine's tick within the scene is very bad. You might find that as you work, your project drops to just a few frames per second. That's also quite normal. Okay, so that's roughly it. Now we take this and display it back on our UI. So actually here we need a material. For this material, let's create it here. Let's see if we can create the material directly this way. Actually, let's just write one ourselves. We know it needs CAMER. CMAERA. Give it a video. Okay. Alright. We gave CM a video, now we need to do some simple settings for the parameters inside. Since we plan to put it on the UI, we'll just set it up as UI directly. Okay, and then we need to set this to mask mode. Okay, and here if we need a texture, we can just drag it in directly. Okay, we put its RTB value here, and then the A channel here goes to this position. Okay, so for this material, you can actually see that this material can be placed into our project. We need to prepare an image to receive it. So we prepare an image. Here it is. For the size of this image, we set it to the size we want. 1900图 1p each 20p size. And for its brush, we directly set it to M. If we turn on its display, what was this name called? I kind of forgot. Let me check. Camera M camera. We are on MPMT. Okay, you will see that this puts our camera into it. And the troublesome part here is the way our camera streams. It's quite troublesome. We won't consider sound here. Actually, for sound, everyone can just check the official documentation to know how to do it. We are not going to talk about the audio-video frame. There is a texture here. We turn off the open here. We don't want it to automatically play unopen. Let's come back here. Then we need to prepare a few buttons. So we'll still follow our previous writing style. We prepare 3 buttons. We still follow the VisualBox writing style. Put this on top. We give this button an open default. That is, generally speaking. On your computer, you might directly drop this open default. It should be fine, but I can't on this computer because of the camera. The camera has multiple tracks. So we write here, that is, enable the camera by default. Okay, then we don't paste it. We paste it again. Then here we remove the default. Change this name. Okay, here we change it to fine tune. Okay, actually, this part is actually not easy to find online because you can only look at the official documentation. It's generally still not easy to handle. I think it's best not to do this kind of thing in UE5. Audio and video stuff. It's extremely troublesome to deal with. But if you need to do some audio-video development, then you probably can't avoid it. Then you'll have to look into FMOD and a series of related things, and you also need to integrate it with UE's audio framework. Okay, so let's make this button like this. Then let's give it some space. I think this space is a bit small. Give it a 10. Okay, good. Now let's write it. Let's write the close function first, because closing is the simplest. They are all variables, alright. Let's write the close function first. The close function is here. For the close function here, we actually just need to prepare a simple variable. For this variable here, let's first add a variable, then the variable type is actually MediaPlayer. Okay, let's find this AVPR, compile it. We need to compile it here, find this resource. Good, we need to use it. Give it a name called MyMediaPlayer, and then we can call the close function here. So, okay, good, so it's closed, then we need to open it. Let's write the default one first, because for the default one, if the default one works for you, you don't need to worry about the set I wrote later. This place is the default, by default. First, how do we write it? Actually, this is available in the official documentation. Let me find it for you. I've basically read through all the official documentation. I spent quite a lot of time on it, reading through it bit by bit. Let's wait for it to load slowly. After the redesign, this documentation isn't as easy to use as before. So where is this documentation? Let me check. It's not Ligra, not here either. Using Media Locomotive, it's inside here. There are some here. The other party's documentation is particularly extensive, and these new ones, these player frameworks, and some plugins. Quite a lot of things indeed. Then in this place, you can go through them one by one, because you have this need. Since there are so many, it's not easy for us to go through them one by one for everyone. Let's talk about these things. You see this place, right? Okay. So, regarding this content, I'll just give you a brief overview, because it does exist here. How to play streaming media, that is, playing video streams, or something like that. Okay, so let's go back to our project. Still, I took a look at this place, roughly around this position. Using the media section, how to play a file, how to play a stream. Then this step is actually not much different from what we explained. You see, it's the same, basically the same. Mainly to explain this part to you. If you want to know, it first enumerates the devices on the computer. After enumerating, select the device you need. Right, for example, the video stream here. If you want to play WAPU or RMSP or RTSP streams, you might need a plugin, because the engine stream is like this. It's an HTTP stream. Anyway, this part is quite complicated. Okay, if you're interested, take a look. Just look into it and study it. But you better not touch related things, because this is difficult to handle. Let's take a look here. How do we open the motor? First, we use this function. This function is equivalent to enumerating our current device. And then here we need to do something called enumeration. Check this box. It's called make. Right mask is this, and there is a flag here. Then we need to select this enum. This enum is, let's take a look at this enum. Video capture, this enum should be this one. Let's compile it. Right here, right here. We just check all of them. Okay, continue with the enum. After finishing the enum like this, we can get all our devices. Generally speaking, we need to get this device first. Then we need to get our media player. We let it open URL learn. Open URL, then we are here. After we need to get this device. It has a URL. We directly get a copy, get its 0th element. Then this element, we take this place, open it for marketing. After opening is complete, we put its URL in this place. Okay, after putting it in this place, we will have an open, whether it was successful or not, such an indicator. So here we can print a log for it, that is this place, whether this URL was successfully opened, that is connected to our network device or output device. We need it to print this log. Okay, here we print this log. After printing this log, we then let it play. Obviously, we just need to let it play here because we didn't say that after it finishes opening. Let it play automatically. Because we turned it off, you see that is, it has a default property. Let me show you this. Let me emphasize again, because your teammates might miss it. Sometimes here, play open is turned off. And then here, when we open it, we also need to print a log. That is, whether this result is successfully played. It seems we cannot successfully play this time because it's due to my computer. If you can execute this step, you don't need to look at the rest. Yes. We can take a look. You can see this places for true. It means the opening was successful, but the playback failed because it pops up a bunch of prompts. Well, basically you search all over the internet. You still can't find how to fix it. Then I'll tell you how to adjust this thing. At this point, we should not do it this way. We'll use the one we fine-tuned after our theme tuning. We need to perform an operation here. First, we need to bind something here. Let's do the first step. Alright, okay, then we get the media player. After getting the media player, we have a bind event. We bind it to the media opened location. That is, after it is successfully bound, we need to execute an event, and then we need to customize this event. And then this event, we need to call it media open event. Okay, then after getting this media open, after we succeed, it should be a successful binding because it has already been opened successfully. That is, after successfully opening, we let it select a track. Let it select this track. Okay, select this track. Then here we select the audio track. The audio track. Then let it select index 1 first. Index 1. How do we find this thing? We can check what other issues there are here. It should be this place. I'm testing the monster here. The variable name for the monster test is different, so it has to be written like this here. Then compile it again. And how does this thing come about? It's actually some options here. We don't have it now because we haven't enabled it. Once enabled, there will be tracks here. Therefore, we need to control it with code. After enabling it, we need to wait a bit. Wait a moment. Because this thing might not be ready immediately. It won't be ready right away. We wait about 0.2 seconds after it switches the track. We then play it. Pay attention to the variable name here. Then, after the playback is complete, we print the result to see if it was successfully played. Oh, and actually you can see that it's not just playing immediately after opening the URL. We need to wait until it opens successfully. We just play it. You can see here. So what do we do next? Now it's still the same. We make a device enumeration. This part is the same. After enumerating this device, then we let it open this URL. We put it here, and here it's actually the same. We bring it over like this. Okay, as for this code, we should place it in this position. Good. This open URL, we are still the same. We are going to print a log. Let's take a look at the effect now. Okay, alright, we have opened it here. So this is actually after our fine-tuning. After everyone opens it, manually select a new track, then play it. Now let's test the effect. Simply clear the log. Okay. Then we enable camera fine-tuning like this, and you can see that our camera now has been correctly enabled. Right. Then now we take this camera, we capture it as an image. It succeeded too. We turn off the camera. Then we come back to look at this image. We go back to our project. We go back to the project. We look at this image. You can see that although this image was generated, something about it doesn't seem right. We might have some data we need to check. Take a look at this RenderTarget. This part is normal. Why is it normal? Because we missed something. Actually, we are here. Let's go back to our camera sensor. At the very top, actually, we missed a step here because here you only wrote the data to the RenderTarget. The RenderTarget actually has no data. So you need to execute this here. This is called drive my train to RenderTarget. Then we need to select our RenderTarget. And this material is the one we just wrote. Parameter video. Okay, only then will this work. Only then will this material be written onto the RenderTarget. This is all very good. We can turn on the camera. Okay, then we generate the image. After generating the image, we save it. Look, let's close it. Okay, let's take a look now. You can see we have correctly generated this image. The reason it's darker is because when you enter Unreal Engine itself has some parameters. There are also capture RD and some render targets. There are some color rendering related things between them. Actually, we don't really care about that at this point, because as long as it correctly selects this person, we can obtain the subsequent functionality. Yeah, regarding optimization and the settings, everyone needs to look up relevant articles on Jihu. This content is quite complex, and it's quite in-depth. It's about how to adjust it, how to optimize it, okay? If we have time later, we'll adjust it when we encounter it. We won't adjust it here. So it means that at this point, we have successfully gotten this thing down. We turn off the camera. Okay, we generate an image. Take another look. Then later we can take this image and send it to iflight to have it analyze it for us to see if there is a human face in it. Right, okay, so that concludes this lesson. We gave you a brief introduction on how to integrate the video stream framework in UE5. And then from there, use the RenderTarget method to capture a single frame and generate a PNG image. Thank you all.